To represent Dubai, whenever I come and represent Dubai, oh, Dubai, wow, it's all about the bling bling, you know what I mean? Never talk about the food. It's always about, oh, got nice cars, da 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 da. I say, no, I mean, we are very driven in terms of food-wise, you know?
You've been in the region for a long time now. You know the market. What's going to happen within the world of gastronomy within the next 5 years?
Bottom line is people want to have a, I would say, mid-tier, good cooking, reasonable pricing, and that's it. This is why, you know, a lot of restaurateur or restaurant chefs make mistake, you know. It's always about me, and forget about, you know, the restaurant.
I remember toilet roll cake that you did because it was such a buzz. Every single person in Dubai trying to order it.
Yeah. The restaurant is like we have hundreds of toilet roll, and the security like coming, sir, you selling toilet roll? No, this is cake, you know.
Some chefs follow trends, others create them. Reif Othman does the latter. Live from Time Out Market Dubai, I sit down with one of the region's most original culinary minds to talk about freedom of expression, food that doesn't follow rules. It rewrites them. I've had the great fortune to interview Chef Reif a number of times, and let me tell you, the respect I have for him, not just as a chef, but also as a businessman, a husband, as a father. Reif is really one of the original homegrown heroes who put Dubai on the world's gastronomic culinary map. This is just another reason as to why not just myself, but many of his peers respect him so much. Get ready, unapologetic, unplugged, the original culinary gangster, Reif Othman. Time to rock and roll. Welcome to the Chef JKP podcast, live with me, James Knight Pacheco. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So today, this is the third and final live show, unfortunately. However, we do have a phenomenal lineup of local talents. I'm not going to tell you who they are because you're going to come and see them. At the same time, I hope all of you have pressed that all-important subscribe button for the Chef JKP podcast on YouTube and all podcast hosting platforms. Equally, you can tag us on the Chef JKP podcast Instagram and Time Out Market Dubai, so you can see where all the action is happening for today. Now, for the first guest that we're going to be speaking to today, is all I can say is he's a culinary gangster, the biggest there is in the world. His food knows no boundaries. And of course, he has an incredible restaurant right here in Time Out Market Dubai. So people, please give it up for the one and the only Chef Reif Othman! Welcome. All right, Reif, so we're going to get you settled in. Our beautiful executive producer, Marwan, is just going to get you locked in. So, Reif, thank you very much for taking the time to be here. I'm just excited as everyone else, I think. Now, first of all, Reif, you've been here in the market for a long time.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you, first of all, personally, to be in Time Out Market Dubai?
Well, I guess when they are up in Dubai, they approach us. I think Time Out Market has always been popular back in Portugal, in Lisbon, and coming into Dubai is like amazing project that we're going to do, and for me to be the one of the first vendors to be part of the Time Out, well, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when it first opened and they mentioned that you were going to be here, and it was a big buzz, and it was really exciting, you know, and it still is.
Yes, still to date, yeah.
And I have to say, has it, the involvement of being here, how do you think, has it elevated your brand? Does it help to get the name out there?
Yeah, 100%. I think I see as a free marketing, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, this part of the so-called downtown, Souk Al-Bahar has always been a question mark. You know, is it going to make it or not? You know, it's always been a dead black horse spot. And when timeout comes in, I think you can see, you know, every day, every week, every weekend, it's always been pumping until today. You know, touch wood, you know, it's running our 4th year, I think, and it's been amazing. So it's awesome.
But then when it comes to Dubai and the global scene, you're one of those people and one of those chefs who's always innovating.
Right.
All the time. You're always innovating, doing new things. But do you think talents from around the world see Dubai as a food hub?
Yeah, I think, of course, with now a lot of chefs coming on board, a lot of new up-and-coming chefs are here now doing their own thing. And I think Dubai has been like so-called a food hub somewhere, somehow. We're still young, nevertheless, but we're getting there.
And then when it comes to the past 4 years, I have to say, can you tell me some of your personal favorites on the menu? And also, how many times have you had to change the menu to keep innovating in this space?
Well, I guess for my restaurant, for my vendors, the only thing that we keep on make it perfect is our Nikumi Sando. What is that? The brisket has to be marinated well, cooked well, you know, cooked in the right temperature, and you just to get that moist part of it. So it seems easy, but it's not. So yeah, and of course the ramen. What is that? Tantan ramen has always been our popular one, apart from my 18 hours ramen. So and these two have been our top of dishes in the market.
But then when it comes to culinary food trends, from your point of view, what are the things that you sort of really like or you think are working? And what are the trends that you think are not working at the moment?
Well, I think I don't believe in trend, to be honest, because we as a chef, you know, we always create, travel, eat everywhere around the world, and then you just make your own version of what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? So if I were to always follow trend, then I will be nobody per se. You know what I mean? So, but nevertheless, of course, now is like the Dubai chocolate. You know, is so like, you know, the whole world will talk about it, right? It's amazing, you know. But nevertheless, yeah, do I want to follow? Yeah, maybe, but no. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not my thing, right? But yeah.
But I think that's why it's so cool that you're always innovating, because you're not necessarily following other people, you know? And you're always traveling and seeing what other chefs are doing. So again, when you do your collaborations around the world, how much of that sort of Dubai style do you bring to those menus?
If most of you know that, you know, I've been I think one of the I would say lucky guy that a Time Out Market organized a collab for me to go to New York, Time Out Market New York. We went to Time Out Market Chicago. So for me to represent Dubai, to show what we are, and they see in different view. Because whenever I come and represent, I'm doing, oh, Dubai, wow, it's all about the bling bling, you know what I mean? Never talk about the food. It's always about, oh, got nice cars, da 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 da. I say, no, I mean, we are very driven in terms of food-wise, you know? So when they see what I do and represent my brand, myself, and represent Time Out Market in Dubai, it's just a showcase for them. Like, wow, you know, this is good stuff, you know what I mean? So it's amazing.
But I was going to say, it must be quite a proud thing for you to experience, you know, going to somewhere like the United States, and these amazing sort of Chicago, New York, for you to present that. Were you nervous at all, or were you super excited?
Never. I'm super excited. You know, it's like wow, you know, bang on, you know. So, but we don't know, right? You know, because every market has a different way of doing things. And the kitchen that I worked with was a pizza restaurant, and I'm serving my food, and they only have pizza oven. So I have to cook my black cock in the oven. So it's pretty cool, though. You know.
So tell me, how did you sort of manage to navigate around that? Because I can imagine it's not easy.
Yeah, not easy, because so I have to work backwards on planning my menu. Like, you know, I call the chef, okay, what do you have? What do you have? No, I just have pizza oven, chef. Nothing. All right. Thank you very much. So, but yeah, we managed to pull it through. And it was fun though. It was fun. Yeah.
But apart from the pizza oven being a challenge, how did you sort of also connect with the customers who had eaten your food for the very first time in New York or in Chicago?
Yeah, I think everybody take it very positively, and surprised to see what I do, especially in New York, because New York. I mean, Americans generally they love sweet, big portion. It's all about like gigantic stuff, and never been about my kind of food. Is always been flavorsome. There's always texture. That's what I always do in my cuisine. And when they eat my food and they feel, oh wow, there's so many things, not just like a fish and a sauce, you know what I mean? So they take it very positively. They're like, wow, this is amazing. So it's nice to hear, you know what I mean, from that side of the world.
Well, I think that the other thing is that it showcases
Yeah.
the technical ability of yourself, and I think people in the US don't necessarily know about this part of the world
Yeah.
too much.
100%.
So the fact that you're able to do that is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, again, when it comes to yourself, you've got so many beautiful outlets and restaurants. I want to also ask you, from a business perspective, you're not just a creative, innovative chef. You also have to lead teams. You have to learn, know all the finances. Some chefs would call it the boring stuff, but actually it's the most important.
Yes, very important. Yeah.
How did you at first begin to learn all those things? Because I can imagine it's not easy in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I think being in the industry for a long time, back then, as you know, I'm running a very big corporate restaurant, and I'm very close to the finance team, just to understand how it works from the food perspective and also as a business perspective. So that really helps me a lot in terms of finance, and of course myself also. I'm a very finance driven back then, and yeah, I think not say 1+1, but it's a lot of things, right? So I got staff, I got rent, everything, So it's not easy, but it's good.
But how would you then, if you were to give some young chefs tips on especially business acumen,
Yeah.
what are the things that they get wrong, do you think? People who are trying to sort of open small restaurants or medium-sized restaurants, what are the biggest mistakes that you sort of see?
I think a lot of chefs are a bit, ourselves as well, myself, we have a very big ego. The ego have to cut down a little bit. You have to think about, let's say, if this is not your funds or your money, you just need to make sure that, it's visible for investor to see that, I get my ROI back, at the same time as well, you need to really dive into with the investor. You don't just like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this table from Italy, I want that. Hang on a minute. Is this profitable? Is this good? Yes, of course, we want to have a beautiful restaurant. Of course, you want to do what you want to do. But nevertheless, I think the key of opening a restaurant is that do you want to make money or you want to have a name? Right? It's always been a juggle, But for me, I always want to make money. The fame will come later, right? So you cannot like, oh, I want to make myself a name. Then it's wrong. Then you forget about all the rest at the back, because bottom line is investor want their money back. And you also need to make sure you have a bit of pie for yourself, because you work hard for it, so you deserve something. But yeah, I think finance is the key. Yeah.
I think the other thing that I want to discuss with you, because it's really important, is the menu planning side of it. Again, somebody like yourself, incredibly well known for these beautiful innovations, for putting amazing things on the menu. But when it comes to the ego of different chefs, they're always thinking to put crazy, weird things on the menu that nobody knows.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, their menu, their restaurants are not busy.
Yeah. They sort of blame themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what tips would you give those chefs who are trying to build menus? Should it be all about them or all about the customer?
I think I would put 80% on the customer. What Dubai wants, what Dubai needs, what Dubai people, used to. Then the 20% maybe you can do a bit of hint on your stuff. At the end of the day, what is that? Of course, all of us want to have some crazy stuff on the menu, but we have to think whether, do the customer like that? Do the customer used to it? You know what I mean? And for example, burrata. Every single restaurant has a burrata. For me, if let's say now one day you open a restaurant, me as a new customer to come into your restaurant, I have to make sure that, the menu is like, okay, I got my burrata there, I got my squid there, I got my black cod there, I got my, the basic stuff.
Right.
The safe. Then after, okay, I will adventures next time. I'll come back, I'll try this and that. If you're coming and open up, all right, I got rabbit, I got, what is that? Some kind of weird stuff, venison with chocolate sauce. Oh, you know what I mean? So it's like a bit tricky, you know. So go safe, but in your way, then you can take it off.
Because I think that's a really interesting point, because so many times, you're right, when you go to different restaurants or new openings, and there's lots of weird, crazy stuff that you don't know, and even as a chef, right?
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
But no, I think that's really amazing advice. And also then, once the customers trust you,
then exactly. Then you bite them. They understand your kind of cooking. Then you like, after 3 months, I'm gonna change a little bit. But of course not domestically. You can always put your menu as a special, rather than put it on your a la carte. That also is a good thing to do. I'm not saying that it's not right. I mean, why not do a test?
But then when it comes to, if you've been in the region for a long time now, you know the market and you know the global markets.
Yeah.
How do you then describe what's going to happen within the world of gastronomy within the next 5 years? What do you see happening here?
I think bottom line is people want to have I would say, mid-tier, good cooking, affordable, not say affordable, I mean reasonable pricing, and that's it. And consistency is very important. A lot of chefs, can do crazy stuff. When they are off, it won't be the same as you come last week. That's the problem. So, and this is why, a lot of restaurateur or restaurant chefs make mistake, It's always about, me, and forget about, the restaurant, and you have to take note that, the restaurant has to run by itself. The chef can deliver it. That's more important as well. You can do amazing technique, etc., etc. If the commis or chef de partie can't deliver, then you're screwed, So making a menu engineering is not easy, So you just need to see whether your team can deliver. That's the key, right? So from the kitchen to the front of the house, can the front of the house explain, give the direction, and so forth, So yeah, it's a whole spectrum.
But I think that's also like a really amazing point, because you're absolutely right. 1 week, everything is perfect.
Yeah.
The second week, the consistency drops, something happens. And
Yes.
you see it a lot now in restaurants.
Yeah, a lot, plenty of them. I mean, it's just sad. We have a good talent chef and end up, is sick or vacation and end up, it won't be like the same that we eat. And then we also feel like, think twice, you want to come back again. So when we open Reif and I open Reif, it's always about me. People come for me. Then when COVID hits, I sit back and I say, okay, how can I turn my restaurant into a brand of itself? And boom, touch wood. And now, the brand is also known. I step back. The team is shining now. You know what I mean? They're my face, I would say.
No, absolutely. But I think you touched on a really amazing point.
Yeah.
That during COVID, what can you do to make sure that the restaurant survives?
Yep.
And also that the customers remember you.
Yes.
And sorry, but for me, it's still this amazing toilet roll cake that you did, because it was such a buzz.
Yes.
And I remember back then, every single person in Dubai trying to order it.
Yes, 100%.
And I was just thinking about your poor chefs trying to make.
Yeah. The whole month, the restaurant is like we have hundreds of toilet roll. So and the security like coming, sir, you selling toilet roll? No, this is cake. But it's amazing. It's fun. You know, I mean, we find a way, you know, to be happy, I would say.
Yeah, but it really exploded.
Yeah.
It really sort of also took the brand to another level.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and
yeah.
it made everything very memorable.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we want, right? So yeah.
So then, Rafe, if you were to, let's say, collaborate within Time Out Market with any chef in the world, or any sort of, I don't like to say trend, but any sort of food style that you like, what would work here for you?
In terms of chef,
Yes.
tough one. I will go for French bistro kind of chefs, you know, like coming from bistro. So I think they are very simple, straightforward, you know, good cooking, good quality, and yummy food. You know, that's it. You know, I'm not trying to find someone crazy because the market is different, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we need to make sure that it caters to everyone. So yeah.
But also, I know that you have a lot of different projects on the horizon.
Yep.
So can you tell us a little sneak peek of what's happening with those?
Yeah, what is that? Recently, we just opened our Kona pizza restaurant and also a Sio ramen bar down in Wansabil, the Link. Now they rebrand the place called Culinary. So we just opened a week now. I think that's pretty amazing, something new. In September, I'm opening up a hand roll bar down in 25 Jump Street. So that's on the pipeline for this year, I would say. Go slow. Go slow. And we're opening up a new outlet in New Cairo again. So our third venue. And the next year will be another fourth venue in Cairo as well, in New Giza. So yeah.
So there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
a lot going on.
Yeah, a little bit.
So then, Rafe, if I was coming for the first time ever to Time Out Market Dubai, and I'm coming to your restaurant,
Right.
what's the dish, or one dish, that you have to try as a customer?
Yeah, Tantan ramen. Yeah, that's a must. You know, it's hearty, awesome. You have everything. It's full pack of flavors. You know what I mean? Enough. One bowl, a glass of beer, bang on.
Is it spicy? Is it light?
Mid. Yeah,
Mid.
mid. Yeah, not spicy, not like but yeah, very flavorsome, I would say.
What's the most flavorsome part of this beautiful ramen?
What is that? We blend in with a lot of sesame. We boil the stock from oxtail chicken. So we overboil about maybe 18 hours, strain down, and then we boil it again. So I think at the end of the day, the ramen, I took it into my background of French. French is always about the body. The sauce, the stock. I think that your base. Then after that, the rest.
But do you know what I love is that you say, well, yes, nice and simple, but it's not. It's like it's so technical, but full of flavor.
Yes.
So, Rafe, now we've come to the quick fire round. My favorite thing to do with the chefs. First of all, what would be your favorite late night snack?
Late night snack. Has to be instant noodle or maybe Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Yes.
Beautiful. So then, if it was going to be one dish that you could eat every single day of your life without getting bored, what would it be?
Would be a Singaporean chicken rice.
Singaporean chicken rice?
Yes.
Done. Now, secret food trend that you love or you would cancel forever? Like Dubai chocolate at the moment is a crazy food trend.
Yeah, I think that I tried once and I'll never do it again. What is that? It's nice, but it's too sweet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but nevertheless, nothing though. I like food anyway in general.
So when you're dining out and you like sort of low-key kind of spots to dine with friends, family, where do you like to go and dine?
I would recommend, not because I'm here in Time Out, because why Time Out? Well, you have everything. You touch base on little things. You got your Mexican, you got your Peruvian, you got your Italian, you got your Asian, you got your Thai, you got your Chinese. Basically, you covered everything. And you're right smack of Burj Khalifa. I think that's a nice touch to host tourists or friends that are coming in. My second choice will be in around JLT.
Okay.
Around GLT.
Nice.
Yeah. But the only setback about GLT, I mean, sorry to say, is that it's the parking.
Yes.
Yeah, but nevertheless, a lot of cool homegrown brands, and I like to support them, So yeah.
Yeah, I love JLT for that.
Yeah.
Are you sweet or salty?
Salty.
So then, if you were to have your dream guest in any of your restaurants, who would it be, celebrity-wise?
Celebrity-wise. Denzel Washington.
Denzel.
Yes.
He's a legend.
Yes.
What would you cook for him?
Waffle and chicken.
Waffle and chicken? Nice.
Yeah.
Bit of caviar on the side. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it. Denzel, what a legend.
Yes.
Now, what is your ultimate guilty pleasure dish that is something that you incredibly love to have, but nobody really knows that you're eating it?
Dish. Not a dish though. I would say ice cream.
What, okay.
Yeah.
Which flavor?
Well, from Haagen-Dazs will be my cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream, yeah.
Ben and Jerry will be my cotton candy.
Oh,
Yeah. And these two.
beautiful.
Always. At night, few scoops, sleep.
Nice, nice. Just before bed. Well, Raif, look, I have to say, it's amazing to have you.
Pleasure, thank you.
Again, 4 years within Time Out Market Dubai is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, it
and
is.
many more years to come, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Ladies and gents, please give a huge round of applause for Chef Reif Othman. Food is memories. If you want to understand innovation in food, Reif is your guy. He really has paved the way for so many chefs and restaurateurs to keep pushing boundaries, to be bold and to shine. I'm sure you'll agree. Reif is one of the leading pioneers in the region for all things gastronomy. Go support Reif's amazing restaurant, or restaurants for that matter, which is located in Time Out Market Dubai, who, by the way, are the sponsors of the show, so make sure to give them a cheeky follow too. As always, don't forget to subscribe and pass this episode and all of the rest of the episodes to someone who loves anything and everything to do with the world of food. Have you stayed on till the very end? Yes, you have, you absolute machine. Until next time, food is memories.